Gozyuger just dropped one of the biggest plot twists with the Green Ranger actually being an old man. And of course we are going to get onto that, but I do just want to point out very quickly that we did get confirmation this episode as to what the different superpowers are of our Rangers, or at least the 3 that we've already met. So if you saw my video on the Blue or Yellow Ranger, I kind of went into this a little bit. Gozyutarano, who is the Yellow Ranger, also known as Ryugi, has super strength. We see him carrying a full-on piano, we see him pick up a tree out of the ground, we see him throw a rock, we see him catch the sword of the TEGASWORD, the mech, the Zord of the series. Man is strong. And I was saying that I think the Howl is Gozyu Wolf's power, but I didn't quite know what Gozyu Leon's power is, and we did get confirmation on this. So for starters, the Howl isn't Gozyu Wolf's power. The Howl is just something he can do along with the suit, but what he can actually do is he's got super enhanced smell, which we see at the start of this episode. He's working for a shop, once again, he's, has a bunch of jobs, and he sniffs out a guy who stinks, or he doesn't sniff out a guy who stinks. He starts sniffing people in the shop because he realizes something stinks, and that's when we find out he has super smell. But we also find out, just through narration of Rikuo, or Gozyu Leon, our Blue Ranger, that he has super hearing. So Ryugi has super strength, Rikuo has super hearing, and Horiru has super smell, which only leaves us with Gozyu Green and Gozyu Unicorn. Now, my theories, for starters, and this kind of spoils the end of this episode anyway, but I think the GozyuEagle is going to have flight, because I mean, come on, eagle, and I think Gozyu Unicorn is going to have super speed, but not just in terms of she can run fast, but in also the term of she thinks fast, and she's got sharp reflexes, and I don't know, I feel like that's what's about to line up with her, but who knows. Oh yeah, and I feel like I should address it. Yes, my microphone is the Dragon Dagger. I've had to send my regular microphone off to be repaired, so this is what we're dealing with. It's just a microphone at the end of the Dragon Dagger. I thought it looked cool. I don't know. But anyway, this episode on a whole is quite fun. We get Don Momorato, aka the Red Don Brothers Ranger, but he's not played by the original guy. He's actually played by somebody who played Ultraman at one point, Ko Nanase, and he played Ultraman in Ultraman Tiger? Either way, it's cool to see, and he is the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister of Japan has a Sentai ring and a silver tiger sword, which I think is cool. I think that's going to have a cool dynamic, and as we see by the end of this episode, he's going to stick around for a while as well. So within this episode, kind of standard Gozyuger things go along. The entire premise is the #1 popularity contest, because this Prime Minister is very loved. He has all of his fans. When he turns into Don Momorato, they're doing the sequence with him. He does the da 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 da, and like the audience are just clapping along with him. He's clearly very loved, and that's what it is. This episode around, it's the popularity contest, and we do get to see a bit more of Gozyu Leon singing, because we know that he was an idol, he was a superstar. We still don't really know why he isn't anymore, or maybe he still is. I don't know. We get to see a bit of that, and this is where Horiru is kind of feeling a bit like, okay, I'm not really winning this one, because he's like, I'm not really popular. He's a lone wolf, so he didn't really have much of a chance. Throughout this episode, though, of course, there is fighting. We have Gozyu Wolf, Gozyu Leon, and Gozyutarano. We have Don Momorato, and we also have the #1 popular guy, the villain. They're all like a #1 version of something. They're categorized as the no ones. Now, what I found most interesting about all the fighting that happened, because there was quite a bit of it, is that at one point, Don Momorato picks out another Sentai ring, and it's the Jetman ring, but he doesn't turn himself into the red Jetman. Instead, he just utilizes it to gain wings. So it's Don Momorato. Am I saying this correctly? I've been saying Momorato, haven't I? It's Momotaro. All right, let's take a break. Let's go down now. Type it out in the comments. Say I'm saying it wrong. Done. Got it out. Okay, let's resume. But yeah, he uses the Jetman rings, which I thought was quite cool, and I'd love to see how that's utilized throughout the rest of the show, because the thing is that obviously we've seen the gimmick before of the Rangers being able to turn into old Rangers. I like the current gimmick of them only being able to turn into Reds, and it's random people out in the world turning into Reds. Could we see, for example, someone turn into like the Red Aber Ranger, but then use use this. Use the Red Zyuranger Power Sword. It's probably not called the Power Sword in Japan. I'm talking Power Rangers. That's on me. But that'd be cool, just to like see this weapon or other weapons alike and other methods of fighting used buy the suits that they weren't originally intended for. I don't know. I think that'd be quite cool. What's your take on it? Let me know in the comments. And whilst you are down there, if you want to click the first link, you will see our Patreon page where you can get early access to videos just like this one. You can get exclusive content and you can get your name in the credits at the end of the video. And if you're a Super Dino Mode Patreon, you also get your name spoken by me, which obviously you don't have to do. But the regular membership is £3 a month, which is less than a meal deal. At least where I live, it's like £4.75 these days. You get early access to content. Every now and again, you'll get exclusive content, and you get your names credited in the video. Just saying. As I said, there is a lot of fighting that goes on in this episode. We get TEGASWORD action, and we finally get to see Rikuo use it. Now, I think the blue and gold TEGASWORD is one of the best looking ones, at least so far. I know we kind of get to see them all in the intro, but seeing it in action was really sick. And that big giant blaster hand thing, oh, peak. Although I do like the Tyranno one as well. I do think that gold and yellow mix for the TEGASWORD looks quite cool. So I'm undecided yet, and of course I don't need a favourite, they're all great. But I don't know, I'm really vibing with this season's Blue Ranger so far, so I reckon we'll see how we go down the line. During this battle, we also see Ryugi become the Red O-Ranger, which obviously this year is the 30th anniversary of O-Ranger, which was cool. And something I've been saying in my videos is that I like the concept that they're going to turn into Rangers and keep like their vests. The trouble is, Boone Red with the blue vest, I didn't think looked that good. And I'm interested to see where more of these go. You know, blue and red could work, green and red on red will obviously work, black and red. The yellow and gold shield on the Red O-Ranger is peak, because we know underneath he's got the white and the gold anyway. I think Ryugi turning into other Red Rangers is probably going to be the best looking version of them, minus maybe the Red Ranger, but I don't know, looked quite cool, reminiscent of the gold shield from O-Ranger as well, from the black O-Ranger, but he used it for all of like 4 seconds, and he created like this big pyramid thing that blocked off Don Momotaro and like caught him in a prison cell, which they release him from pretty much instantly as well. Hoidu starts talking to him, and there's a bit of a back and forth of like, you know, I reckon maybe we could get along, maybe not, either way I'll see you around. And a car pulls up for him, and out comes somebody who we saw earlier on in the episode, which is Sumino, aka the girl who's going to become Gozyu Unicorn, the Black Ranger. We don't see her become the Black Ranger in this, but she does seem very business savvy, very smart, but also quite quick-witted. And when we see her earlier in the episode, she's also quite sporadic, which I feel like might feed into my theory that she's going to be all about speed and agility. But like I said, who knows, we've still got episodes to come to find that out. Thing is though, just before the Prime Minister leaves, they do get attacked by GozyuEagle, the Green Ranger. He then flies away, which obviously could then confirm my theory that he has flight. However, the wings come out of him, so he could just be a part of the suit and all the civilian power. So we'll have to see where that goes. At the end of the episode, he then lands, confronts all the Rangers we've got so far, Hiro, Ryugi and Rikuo, and he's like, okay, I'm looking forward to working with you guys. He demorphs, and it's an old man. You know, the thing that caught the attention at the start of this video. It is just an old guy, which is weird because we've seen not only through the cast reveal, but we've also seen through episode 1 in general that the Green Ranger, some young guy, kid even, teenager. I don't know if this is what the subtitles translated for the like intro or like the preview for the next episode, or whether this was somebody's theory, but I saw it online and I'm so sorry. I tried to find the user that posted it, I couldn't find it, so I'm gonna hope that this is just what they've said. And apparently he is an old man, like flat out an 80-year-old man, but he made a deal with the TEGASWORD in order to be able to turn into a young boy, or at least a teenager, 18, whatever. And if that is the case, I'm very interested. First of all, because that means that the TEGASWORD has something over on him. Why was a bargain made? Why was a deal made? If it wasn't by the TEGASWORD, but that same thing was made by a villain or by somebody else in the universe, that could be interesting. And I don't know, something like this could even potentially result in, at the end of the season, a death of a Ranger. We've not had a death of a Ranger in a very long time. But if this man is 80, and for starters, 80 years young. 80 years old, I mean, that's the new 50, come on. But with this bargaining, why would he need to be that young? I suppose everybody wishes they were younger, I guess. But I just thought that plot twist was crazy, because the thing is, for example, for me, the only other Super Sentai seasons I've watched are Kyuranger and Boom Boomja, okay? I want to watch more, I don't have the time, and I can't just put them on in the background while I work because I can't understand Japanese, so I need to be reading the subtitles. So when the actor for Taya Hando showed up in episode 1, I was like, oh my god, what a twist, and then he became King Oja. I'm familiar with the King Oja suits, so I was like, this is insane, this is super cool, that is a cool twist. I didn't think I'd get many more twists like that, especially in a show that's promoting past seasons, because I don't know too much about past seasons. So the fact that they, in episode 3, was able to pull off a twist that big of just like, oh, okay, who's this old guy, is nuts. Because I also thought at first that maybe this is going to be like the father or the grandfather of the Green Ranger, and then the power is going to be passed down. But then I remembered that we saw the younger Green Ranger in episode 1, and then obviously the preview for the next episode shows that they are the same person. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so excited for the next few episodes. I've been adoring this show so far. If you want to watch me break down the introductions to the Yellow and Green Ranger, then click the end card at the end of the video. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next week with the Dragon Dagger probably for another Gozyuger. Huge thank you and shout out to Sarah Jane, our Super Dino Mode Patreon.